Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's JD, and today we are going to do another how-to tutorial. How to edit gaming videos with Final Cut Pro X, because that's what I'm using. All right, so welcome to another how-to with runJDrun. We are going to start. So here we are. This is my desktop, right? So we need to go to Final Cut Pro X or 10, and then we're going to begin. We're going to begin our editing session. Here we go. So Final Cut Pro X, we open it up, and it's asking me right now if I want to go from a previous library, or do I want to create a new one? We are going to create a new one, and then I'll take you back to my original one and show you the type of stuff I do in there, okay? So let's go to the new one. We'll create a new one, and it's going to ask you where do you want to save it. All right, so for the sake of this, I'm just going to save it on the G-RAID hard drive. I recommend that all of you, if you can't afford it, get a hard drive so you can do all your editing off of that and not the computer, because it makes editing a little bit smoother and less clunky, because then you don't have to run all the files through the computer, all the video footage through the computer, all the editing software. You can just it's like you can like work it from a different place, but it still comes back to home. It's a very bad explanation, but okay. So we're gonna call this how to edit. Yay. And we're gonna save it, and it's gonna create this whole new project for us in Final Cut Pro, and then we'll be able to edit from it. All right, so now we're here. This is Final Cut Pro 10, Final Cut Pro 10 or X or whatever you want to call it. All right, so this is your screen where you're going to see all your footage. And then to the left is where you import media after you start a new project. You have to start a new project and I believe create a new event to get it to go. But I think they created an event for us as soon as we started. You see this 6-215? I guess that's the event. Or no, sorry, the event or the library. Do I know what I'm talking about? I apologize. In Final Cut X, you create a library. Within that library are the three, I guess, main essentials. There is the footage that you import your project, that's where you do the editing. And then there is, I believe, the event, or yeah, something like that, where you can designate where you want to put certain footage. Okay. Oh, and before I get too ahead of myself, to the right are all your editing tools. They have video effects, they have still photos, they have music, they have transitions, there's text, and there are generators. That's kind of a weird thing. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like you can put like backgrounds, kind of. They have their own pre-built ones. So kind of like when you need stock footage, they have a little bit of that. And then there are video generated themes. So like, you know, when you see those people on YouTube and they have like the comic book thing coming up in the beginning of their videos, they get it from here. Other than that, I think there is the inspector, and then there's the show share destinations, which means how to get your video out of this program and to the internet. All right, so let's go back to the beginning. New project, and I'll try to take this slow. I won't talk too elaborately to all of you people who are like, what are you talking about, JD? You're not making any sense. You're just not making any sense. Okay, we're gonna go to new project. We're gonna call this project how to edit again. And we'll call it how to edit project. All right, and we're gonna keep it. Yeah, see, they did create an event, 6-2-15. That is the event. They just created it based off of the day that we're on. Custom settings, you could go into custom settings and see what it is you want to use. You can set set based on first video clip. That means they're gonna base the whole project file will be based off of the first clip you put in there. So let's say you have gaming footage and you have a video game that is 60 frames per second. As soon as you drop it in your project folder, in your project timeline, the whole video is then like mastered at 60 frames per second. So if you throw in anything else, I think the footage will stay the same, but the final product, the gaming footage, which you hopefully knew was 60 frames, will be 60 frames. It's a little confusing. We're going to take this slow. All right. And then the audio render properties, I always keep on default. I usually just use automatic settings. So let's just do that. We're going to go to OK. So see, here we are. Down here is our timeline, and this is where our footage will go. It's also a little weird in the new Final Cut X because they have your project in the same vicinity of the whole library holds all the stuff. It holds the project, it holds the game footage, the audio, a bunch of stuff that is like, you're just sitting back and you're like, why is all this here? So that's just a thing. Okay, so that was a little breakdown of the whole of Final Cut. All right, so you have your library, you have your project area window, you have your media window where all your media is, and then this is where you can view it. And then to the right, Inspector gives you all the information of everything within the project or within the whole library. You just click it and it'll show you like, this video is 60 frames, this video is 30 frames, this is a text file, and you can edit the text here. It's very simple once you figure it out, but it's a little confusing at first. All right, so I apologize if this tutorial is over your head, because I know that I've tried to break this down for other people and it's a little hard at first. So just take your time. If you need to pause this video so you can stop and listen to what I say, do that, and things should work out for you. All right, so we need media. We have to start this video somehow. First things first, you want to go to File. I'm talking ahead of myself. I can't even stop. So you want to go to File and you want to go to Import Media. Simple, very simple. And then if you don't want to do it this way, you can also go to this little button down here next to the green star. It's a downward arrow and it says Import Media from a device, camera, or archive. You can also click that. I'm old school, so I always click File, Import Media, but hey, let's get fancy today. So we click this and it brings up this little window. It's always going to bring up this little window, nothing different, nothing changed at all. So no worries when it comes to that. You then want to go to the destination where you know all your footage is. So for me, it's on my G-RAID, right? Which is my hard drive. I then go to games. This is where all my games are. You guys are getting a sneak peek into the runJDrun experience. So here are all my games. You can see them all the way through. Assassin's Creed, Bayonetta, Dragon Ball Z, Dead Rising, Donkey Kong, Flappy Bird, Happy Wheels, Halo, Last of Us, Mario Party, Mario Brothers Wii U, Super Mario Kart, Naruto, all this stuff, right? So all these games are here. And within each folder, I organize mine to have the game, the audio file, and if I need green screen footage that I did during that segment, the green screen footage. All right, or the face cam footage. So for this one, I'm gonna go back to a video that I never actually uploaded because I didn't like it. So you guys are gonna get to see a sneak peek of some videos that you never even seen before. And this video is in my random plays folder. You guys have seen my random plays playlist. If you haven't, I'll link it here. There are just a bunch of random games in there. I just play stuff that I know I'm not going to come back to, or if I do come back to, I put it right back there. So out of that, I once played Slender, The Arrival, I believe. I hope it's here. Is it here? Uh-oh. It might not be here. Where the heck is it? Uh-oh. I think it should be here. But maybe it's not. Maybe I made its own folder. LMNOP, Sunset, Super Smash, Sleeping Dog. Crap, I don't know where it is. Okay, hold on. I've got to find it real quick. Let me look. Okay, people, so it looks like I made a mistake and I don't have that footage from that random playthrough that I never uploaded, which is weird. Maybe I deleted it. It must have been that bad. But instead, we'll be okay because I have some Super Mario 3D World with myself that I played, the Super Luigi solo missions, and I'm going to show you how this works. So we go in, sorry, the folder was right there. You find your folder. So Super Mario 3D World, Super Luigi Solo, episode 1. And I think we click video 123 because that is my green screen footage or my face cam footage. Then we get this right here, which is the audio and also the gameplay, which is where again? Okay, it's weird. It's called .mp4. It's right here. I don't know why. I must have accidentally named it that. All right, so audio, gameplay, and face cam. Those are the 3 essential factors that you will need to edit your video if you're doing all that. Some people don't do face cam, you know? So we click select, and then this little media import thing comes up. So it says, where do you want to take this place? Where do you want to take this footage and stuff? And I go with add to the existing event, and you leave the files in the same place. Transcoding's never really checked off for me. Keywords, binder tags, audio. You just want to leave it kind of like this, basic, and leave them in the same place. Because if you copy to library, that means you're going to double your files. So you don't want to do that. So we go to import, and then voila, and waiting for the validation of the import. And there you go. They come through and they're right here under your project. And there you are. There is the Super Mario 3D World footage that refuses to play. There it is. Okay, so there's the Super Mario 3D World footage. You can see it right here. I'll play a little bit of it for you. You see, there's some Super Mario 3D World. Oh, crap. Well, Super Luigi 3D World, right? So there's the footage. This is old stuff that I played through. And the first thing you want to do is you want to see the frame rate on the footage. So if you look to the right here, inside your inspector, up here under the date, it says the date of the video file, and then it says the file quality, which is 1920 by 1080, and then it's 59.94 frames per second, which is basically 60. So you want to make sure your project is the same. Okay, so to do that, you can either, I believe, just drag and drop the file, and then next thing you know, your project is the exact same. See, the project just changed and now it's the exact same. Or if you wanted to get technical, because let's say you're switching videos between your project, and your project needs to change, you would click your project and then go to modify settings over here in the inspector on the right hand side of your screen. And then you would go down, click format, change it to 1080p, go to resolution. It'll already change to 1920 by 1080, and then go to 59.94 and go OK. So now it's changed to the type of file format that your video is, just in case your video doesn't change the whole project, you know, because sometimes that happens. All right, so let's take our footage, and you can also, if you guys want to know, a shortcut in order to drag and drop footage is W. You just drag it, drop it, and there it is. And your footage is right there, raring to go in its beautiful place. For every video that I do, in the beginning of every video, even for this one, I do a countdown so that I can sync the footage later. So I go 1, 2, 3, snap, 1, 2, 3, snap, 1, 2, 3, snap. And that is to sync the audio. I also do it for the video footage. So I do a 1, 2, 3 clap and a 1, 2, 3 clap, like 3 times or 4 times or 10 times, depending on when I feel like it. And you want to go and find those little claps and snaps within your footage to sync everything up. Basically, like, here's what I do. I go to, for this game, I go on the Wii menu and I can figure out the timestamp on the game footage because you can actually physically see something that's moving. So here's what I did. You see that little blue light? That means I went 1, 2, 3, and blue light. So I went 1, 2, 3, snap right there. So that's right before it comes right into this area. I want to use the blade tool, which is Command B, or I believe you can go, where can you go to get the blade tool? Oh, you go to this little area right here, and it has select, trim, position, range selection, blade, zoom, and hand. I don't know what all those mean. I know what blade means. I know what select means. So you just it's basically just holding the B button. And if you hold the B button over this area, it'll turn your cursor into the blade tool. And if you hold Command B, it cuts it for you. So that's what I just did. So we know that right there is where, wait, did I do in the right spot? I hope so. So yeah, Command B is right where you want to cut your footage so that you can sync up the audio next and then the video. All right, so let's continue. I hope I'm not going too fast. I might be going too fast for myself right now. I'm a little confused. No, all right, so everything's good. Then we go to our audio. We drag and drop our audio because if you hit if you hit W, it'll go right in between your footage and you don't want that. And that's not good. So to go backwards, if you make a mistake, here's a quick little tip. You hit Command Z, takes you right back to where you were before. It's basically the undo button and it will make everything better for you. So you're going to drag this, drop this here. All right. So my thing is, when you get your audio into your video, into your project, it might not be as loud as it was when you were recording it, and that could be a problem. So what you want to do is go to your audio settings in the inspector, and then you're going to go down to audio enhancements and click right to the right of not analyzed. What I do is I turn my loudness up so that my audio is loud enough for people to hear when I make gaming videos, because it sounds loud and I know I'm loud when I make them, but it might not come out loud because your program might not record it loudly because it knows that audio is supposed to be like a delicate, silent, quiet type of thing. And that could be a problem. So I sit back and I take my amount up to, I think I leave it, actually I take it down to 35. But then I take this thing called the uniformity and take it up to, I think, 20. And that's usually how I base all my videos. All right, so it's usually that much, and it's a little bit louder, it's a little bit clearer, everybody can be heard, and it's better for me. You can also do other stuff. You can go to the video effects / audio effects, and only in Final Cut X you go to the little search bar and type in voice, and it gives you a voiceover enhancement. So I use this just to make things a little bit more clearer. And then the final thing that I do for my audio is I go to the top right where inspector is. Sorry, I go to inspector in the top right area, and I go to volume, and I just bring the volume up a little bit more than what it should be. So it's at 0. I bring it up to maybe, let's see, I brought it up to sometimes 5, usually 3 is good. And next thing you know, you can hear your audio crispy, clear, and it's way better than it was before. Here, we'll listen to actually, I don't know what I said in this video. I don't want to listen to it, but yeah, that's what you do. And then if I could zoom in, to zoom, you want to use Command+. That's how you zoom in on your project and see what happens. All right. So let me see if I can hear a little bit of this for you guys. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was me doing my 1, 2, 3 claps. I don't know if you guys heard it as well as I did, but I had like 3 of them. So let's see. I think we need to move our audio over a little bit so we can hear them primarily clearly. And then we're gonna zoom in on our stuff and go to what I think is the first clap. You can see the spikes. And then when you see the spikes, that's how you know that a clap is coming. So here we are. So this looks like the first clap. 2, 3 plus 1, 2. Or snap. I guess I here we go. Finger snap first. 1, 2, 3 plus 1. Okay, so right here, this little area is the first. Yeah, is the first snap. Okay, sorry, I have to hear it. I'm listening to it as an echo through my computer, which is recording everything. So I'm going to click right here, right before that snap, and hit Command B, which will split the timeline so that I can move my audio over right on top of where the game footage is. And now if you watch it, it'll be synced up. See? Plus 1, 2, I think. 3 plus 1, 2, 3 plus. And 1, 2, 3 minus 1, 2, 3 minus 1, 2. Okay, so everything is synced up correctly now. That's great.